All right, so I wasn't able to test out the Losi NASCAR. The other day at Hobbytown, they didn't have the track set up for it. They had a track set up for off-road, mini Bs, whatever. So I did have a chance to play with those there. That was pretty cool. But now I'm at one of my favorite places to go, and it kind of has a perfect place to get a little practice in. So let me show you where I'm at. I'm at the school. Let me just show you where I'm going to try to run it at a little bit here and just kind of get some laps in and get a little used to the car, get a little feel for it, that kind of thing there. So let me show you what I got here. We'll get right to it.
Breaking them down, tearing them up, I just can't get enough, just can't get enough.
Alright, so there's the Losi NASCAR. Let's get everything turned on here. Do our checks. Okay, everything's good to go. So I got the Cletus McFarlane body here. I love that guy on YouTube, man. He's pretty cool to watch, so if you haven't checked him out, I very highly recommend him. Got lots of cool little builds, crazy little stunts he does, so yeah, right up my alley. Now, where we're gonna run at is right over here around this circle, and I do have a couple people here at the school, but I'm going to try not to bother them. Hopefully they won't bother me. So I should be able to see fairly well over here. I'm going to kind of stand off to the side and just see how well I can go around the circle. Maybe I can, stay close to the edge and get my feel for this little car here. At least that's kind of what the plan is here. So we're going to stand back a little bit over here out of the sun, hopefully, or somewhat out of the sun. Kind of stand over here. Hopefully I don't have too many problems seeing. Okay, one thing I noticed right away is the same thing that I noticed with the Micro B. The steering rate is turned up pretty high, so I want to get it to where I like it. I don't want to be able to turn on a dime. Turn my dual rate down just a little bit. Wrong one, I'm sorry. So that looks fairly close right there. I'm going to try that. Oh, looks like I got the steering rate out now. I was messing with it too much, I guess. That looks fairly straight. So this is full beam. Okay, that might not be enough. Okay, we are running on 100% power, which as you can see is not really that fast with that, so I should be able to get a little bit better at it anyway. Turn my door rate up just a little bit. Kind of get it dialed in here, guys, the best I can anyway. Now I'm going to do some wide circles first, just to kind of get the feel for it. Try not to go too crazy here. Ooh, okay. So I noticed if you let off a little bit in the corner, it seems to turn a lot better. Just a little bit right before the corner. kind of give you a little bit of a slide on these medium compound tires. That's what it comes with. Ooh, looks like I got it wet. Didn't want to do that. Try to go this way. Again, I'm just trying to get the feel for it here, and it's kind of hard to see where I'm at. So I think my rate's down just a little bit too much anyway, because I'm not getting hardly any throw when I turn. That's a little better. Now it's going to be different for all you guys. You know, you might like it a little looser on the rate, you know, not turning as much. Me, I like a little more turning because I tend to overdo it a little bit, and I know that. Yeah, I kind of like this though. Okay, I think I can get the hang of that. Let's have a little bit of fun. Do some sliding around. I bet this thing will be really cool two-wheel drive. Probably be a handful, that's for sure. Kind of want to get one just to do two-wheel drive on it though, honestly. I know a lot of guys say that those NASCAR truck bodies are bad, but I'm wondering if I get one and turn it into two-wheel drive, if that would make the truck body a little bit better. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm trying kind of like a big tri-oval kind of thing. I'll swing wide on a couple turns, and then the other turns I want to be tight. I can seem to keep my speed up a little bit better until I do that. It is what it is, guys. I'm definitely not a pro. Yeah, I don't really want to go get in the grass there. It ain't gonna do nothing in the grass. So honestly, it drives an awful lot like the Infraction. It's just smaller, slower, which is totally fine. So what I'm doing now is I'm just kind of, again, trying to get my feel for it, playing around, making some tight turns. So it makes a tighter right turn than it does a left turn. I wonder why that is. So there's my tight left turn, here's my tight right turn. So even if I let off the throttle on it, see how I can do that? Well, let's try the left turn here. So I'll come busting ass around here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. See, it turns tight, it's just not as tight as when I go right. So let me show you here again. I come up here, I hit it, let off, turn. Okay, that's okay. But watch how it is when I turn right. I'll go down here and do the same thing coming in right. So I come in, let off and turn. See how much tighter I can turn? That's really weird why it does that. Now again, I've never had one of these, so I don't know what the reasoning is for that. Maybe there is a reasoning, maybe there's not. I don't know. But we're gonna have a little bit of fun here. I bought this thing to play with it as well as race it, so we're gonna have some fun while we're doing it. Yes, I know that's bad on the splitter. I get it. I don't care. I'll buy another one if I break it. I don't give a shit. See, when I turn right, I can really get into it. Left, well, I got into some grease right there, but this is right, and this would be left coming down. Or wait, that's right again, my bad. So we'll do a left up here. See how much longer it takes to turn? There's a right, and here it will be your left. And all I'm doing is letting off the throttle and letting it coast around. The right seems to want to slide pretty good. The left does not. I don't know why that is. Right? See how the right kind of comes around? Now watch the left when I do it. Right up here. Now. It'll come around, but it takes quite a bit more to do so. I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's just built that way on purpose. Maybe it is. I don't know. It's definitely something to kind of remember here when I go to race with it. Left turn coming up. See, it takes me longer to make a left turn. I wonder if I can increase that. Here's a right. Flip around. So maybe I can make it spin a little bit or something. Let off, and if I get on it a little bit, it seems to do a little bit better. But that right, man, it really likes to hook around pretty good. I wonder why the left doesn't do that. And when I get on it really wants to swing real wide. So that is definitely interesting. I didn't know that was the case. That's not a deal breaker or nothing. It's just something to consider on the car. Just things that I'm trying to find out, you know, before I get to actually racing, so I know what I'm dealing with. Right turn. See how it really wants to whip around on the right turn? It doesn't want to do that too much on the left turn. I don't know why. Again, not a problem, just a difference that I noticed. So if I come around right turns, you know, I can really make these pretty easy. No problem. Now, when I go left, that's when I seem to want to get into the grass and everything. Because I got to really hold the steering lock just to keep it going. I don't know if that's a, see, I do it almost every time. I just cannot estimate that because the right turn turns so much faster than the left. I mean, look, I can spin out going right. See if I can do that going left. Yeah, I can once I lock it up, but it doesn't take as much to do it on the right. It's just really odd. I didn't know that was a thing. So let's see what kind of damage we're doing here. We're just dirty. There ain't really no damage there. I care less about that. We're running the grass. I just wanted to see if it'll do it. I knew it wouldn't. The pole kind of scared me there for a minute. Maybe I can back it up. Nah, probably not. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. I just like to see what it'll do. I mean, all in all, man, this thing's pretty fun. I do have to say. I think I'm going to enjoy racing it. It's definitely going to take me a little bit to get used to, though. especially that left. That left is different. We'll take a few more laps here. I mean, you can pretty much pin it to the left and it'll stay there. I mean, it's not a problem using it. It's just it pins more to the right when you turn right. I'll turn it around and show you what I'm talking about. So this is the right. Watch how much easier I can make my turns. See how much tighter I can come in? Right there. I'm using half of that lane. That one was a big swing and I come in and I can really use about half that lane right there. So watch when I do it on the left. I'll turn back around and go the other way again. So I'll just come busting ass, come in. A little too much, obviously. Now. Well, now it's wanting to slide. I think I just got some stuff on the tires. Now. See, I really got to cut in early, like that right there. I got to cut in early if I want to cut it that tight. I just don't want to turn as sharply to the left without help. But old Cletus McFarland will be getting some action here soon. I need to get the truck body now. Yeah, look at all that dirt. Yeah, I love it. I do have to say, man, I like the look of them, and I like the feel when you drive it. They drive really nice. It's like I said, it's a lot like the Infraction, which, you know, they're pretty much the same company, or at least have the same parent company. So I'm sure they're sharing a lot of stuff back and forth. I mean, hell, maybe the Infraction got its stuff from the Losi, because Losi was always, you know, race inspired basically. So I mean, that could have been where all the Arma stuff came from in the first place. I don't know. I do know that it's very smooth. Even for being brushed, I don't really feel like I'm missing any power. Now, obviously, I would like to go faster, but when you're racing, speed isn't always everything, man. Strategy and your tires and cornering and things like that, that's going to be more what you need to kind of focus on, which is what I'm trying to do now. I'm just trying to get a handle for it, kind of see where the line likes to run, break in the brushed motor just a little bit, kind of see what its weaknesses are and what its strengths are. It's going to take me a few times of getting this out and just kind of messing around with it, but yeah. This is the first time I've ran it on camera. I think this is the second time that I've run it all together. The first time I ran it in the street and in the house, basically. So this is the first time really getting it out and stretching it pretty good. And I like what I'm seeing so far, so pretty cool. It's nimble enough. It moves really well. Like I said, I still want the truck body though. I think I'm gonna get it. Now my NASCAR Infraction that I have, the one with the NASCAR body on it, that one, I think I have a Ford body on it, and it's just like, you know, whatever paint scheme that I put on there, I don't even remember now, but it definitely gives it a very different aerodynamic feel. So now I'm pretty much out on my battery. So that was about 30 minutes, which is another thing that you got to consider too. I don't know what you're supposed to be getting for the battery time on these, but this one was about 30 minutes. Good, bad, indifferent is what it is. Now, I know some of you guys would say, well, you should have kept the Cletus, this and that, whatever. Man, it's a car, it's a body. I mean, I did want it because it's Cletus's body, but honestly, it's just a body. Now, I don't typically like these little small EC3s or whatever they are, but on this car it seems to fit. Let's see what the motor feels like. She's warm, but I think what helps this one here is the fact that it has that little fan. Believe it or not, I think that helps quite a bit. So, yeah, man, I'm gonna clean it up a little bit. And if you notice too, I kind of got my tires a little scuffed in a little bit. That's another thing I wanted to do, is just kind of scuff them a little bit, because when you're racing on carpet, man, you kind of need a little scuff. Anything else and you're going to slip and slide quite a bit. So that's pretty cool. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. I've got a lot to learn, obviously, because I'm not real good at driving it, but I got a feeling that it's not going to be too terribly hard to get the hang of. So before I do race it, though, I do have to clean it up, because it has to be clean for the track. They don't want any debris or anything on there. So we'll try to get that out whenever they get the track set up for it. They said that they set it up as needed, so whatever that means. Yeah, so what do you guys think, man? This is my little place to play, and I really enjoy coming out here testing some of these cars and stuff, especially my speed runners. I run them over there. This one isn't quite like that, but that's pretty cool to run it around that circle over there, that little median. That was pretty cool. Kind of gives me an idea of how it's going to turn and move. I plan on coming down here quite a bit, obviously off camera. I'll need a lot more practice before I really go to race, so my plan is to come down here quite a few times and just kind of get the hang of running around that circle. I'll try different sides or whatever, and I'll get the hang of it before I actually go and race with it. So I'm going to be doing the same thing with the Losi Micro B. I'm probably going to come here as well, because it has nice little concrete areas there that I can get and jump and stuff. Kind of acts like a tabletop, or, you know, a little hop area or whatever. But I need to get my little mini ramps out, maybe over there where it's got a natural ramp. I'll put them on the other side to where I can do both. And then I'll bring my other ramp out here as well. So I got a couple of them that I 3D printed, be absolutely perfect for that. So yeah, I think it's going to work out pretty good. This would be an ideal place to kind of come and play, just because of the design and the way it's set up. I got a nice little oval over there if I really wanted to use that, which I think I will. And over here, and mainly over there, I think there's another one on that side too. I got the little ramps coming up onto the sidewalk, so that'll be pretty cool to roll around with the Micro B. I got to keep in mind the Micro B track is not going to be super long, so that's something to consider as well. So here's the car. I got it fairly dirty, you know, broke it in pretty good. It's Cletus, man. He would be proud. Yeah, anyway, I'm probably going to keep the body fairly nice. I'm not too worried about it. I've already got some scuffs and stuff on it. I'm not really worried about that. That gives character to it. I do have another body that I'm probably going to be painting for racing, because when you put the transponders in here, you have to have something clear for them to come through, or the signal don't come through. So I'm probably going to be doing a generic race type body. I'll do something crack wise or whatever. I'll make it fairly clear, or clear-ish, to where, you know, you can get the signal can go through anyway. And I'm going to be doing the same thing with the Micro B too. So if I get a NASCAR truck one, I'll be doing the same thing with that one, except the truck one, what I really want to do is I want to make it two-wheel drive, because I think that would give it a little more character than these here, and probably race a little bit different. So what do you guys think, man? So I got about a half an hour run time out of these batteries here. I had fun, guys. I got a lot to learn. Like I said, I'm just going to come down here, and I'm going to kind of use this as my practice area whenever school's not in session. They also do church and stuff here on the weekends, so whenever they're not doing that, I'll come down here and just kind of mess around, kind of get my feel for everything. And in the meantime, whenever they got the track open up at Hobbytown, I'll get down there and play around. They're also supposed to be running a track at Performance Hobbies in Kentucky, Performance Hobbies South, I think, which is fairly close to where I work at. So if they get a weekend thing going on, have some practice times or whatever, I'll probably run down there too, just to get, you know, my feel for these little cars and kind of get the hang of how they race. Again, I've done a lot of racing in the past, but it's been like backyard track, and other homemade type stuff. I've never done any real like structured type stuff. So it's going to be interesting for me this year. I'm really excited to get into it, but I've got a lot to learn. So, moving on asphalt and concrete and carpet and all that kind of stuff, it's way different than moving on regular dirt or clay. So, it's going to be a little bit to get used to. What do you guys think of my two that I've chose to kind of get into it with?